Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Florida, certified life coach, and I'm here today with a client of mine, Dan, and he's in this gorgeous location here at the beach, and I'm so happy to at least join you vicariously through Dan. So Dan and I have worked together a little bit in some one-on-one coaching, and I just wanted to bring him here to you all to hear a little bit about how our coaching together has helped him. And Dan, I have to say that I love the fact that you're a man. I don't know if that's too forward. A lot of the case studies that I do and a lot of the people that I work with happen to be women. And but I always love coaching men when that, relationship feels right for both of us. And so I'm super happy to have you here. And do you mind if I just launch into our questions?
Go for it. I'm here for you.
All righty. So the first thing I'm wondering is, what did you really want to achieve, or, sort of what problem were you facing when we started working together?
Well, it's really interesting because when we first spoke, it was just about having a general second eye on my life, someone to be accountable to, someone who I can discuss my blind spots with, and someone to be vulnerable with as a coach. So that when I do have challenges, I've got a safe space to talk about them with someone who's not going to allow me to wallow in them, but at the same time support me emotionally as I walk through them. Because as a man, as you know, it's very difficult sometimes in the day-to-day world to be vulnerable without allowing that to be something that people take care of, and even relationships and stuff like that. When you don't sit in that alpha all the time, it sometimes can be challenging to maintain a healthy balance in them. So I came for that, and it just so happened that at the time when we had our first session, I had that very definitive challenge I was facing relationship-wise, that you not only coached me through, but within 2 sessions, then it was done. I've let go of all the nonsensical stories around it. I'm living my best life. I'm living lavish, as you taught me, as you teach us to do. And I'm doing that with complete joy. So yeah, I came just needing just that general check, and it naturally evolved that we had a challenge to work through, and we did that. And I'm grateful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Well, so you've shared a little bit of my next question, but tell us a little more about the results that you really experienced.
Result for me that I experienced is I've been stuck in one particular loop pattern that's outside of my personal scope of strength for nearly 2 years. I've been stuck making excuses around that particular thing, and I see now that the energy that was sapping was actually affecting my business. It was affecting just my peace of mind, which you can't put a price tag on. And I was just in this perpetual cycle in and out of this misery, which I'm now free from. And I know, some people might be happy to hear about metrics like, my business is 10x or whatever, but that's not where my problem was. My problem was this gap in my game. And I cannot put a price tag. I can't put a figurative, like a nominal metric on it. But my life is 10x as a result of that one thing shifting from that work. Because it's something that I acknowledge, it's important to know your weak spots. And I know where my weak spots are, because nobody's 100% with everything. As humans, we have places where we're stronger and places where God, universe, source, whatever, gives us scope to allow other people to be their strength and to be their 100%. And that's what you did for me there. And my life has 10x. I'm now I'm waking up. It was literally the last thing in my life that was not where I needed it to be. And that's gone now. And what's actually happened is, now that you've coached me through that, other areas of my life that were at 85, 90 are like 150 now.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I love that you brought that up, because, as part of my perspective with my coaching, or like with the Live Lavishly online program, really everything I do is this idea that even though we may be thinking we have a problem or an issue in one area of our life, once we resolve that, it has this positive impact on every area of our life, even if we're 100% thinking that was the problem, So I love how you shared that.
It all comes down to our belief systems, but the fact of the matter is that the true nature of reality is that the separation that we see is an illusion. So when you heal one space, the healing shifts across the board. The same way when you're hurting one place, that hurt will continue to express itself anywhere that it can see through in holes. And so that healing in that one area, everything else I was consciously aware of my work on was going to a certain place, but I was stuck in this one spot. And this spot that you coached me through, now that I've had that healing there, it's opened up the floodgates for the work I've been doing in other places to go across the board and and all of that trapped energy, like I said, it's just gone to power everything else supercharging.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So one of the, sort of structures that I talk about my work in that, I'm sure you're familiar with is this idea that we have to have these 4 elements in alignment in order to make a change in our lives that's really sustainable, that's really permanent. And obviously the way you've talked about this shift in the relationship feels very permanent to you. So if we look under that lens, so I say those 4 things are, we have to yearn for what we want. And it sounds like, you had a yearning to be free and be clear in what you needed to do with that relationship. We have to, though, also have our thoughts and our feelings and our actions in alignment. So if I put it under that framework, is there any particular area where you feel like our work really helped you, figure out what was blocking you, where you were blocked?
I think I was blocked because I was analyzing. I think me personally, in my situation, I was overanalyzing, and I just needed someone whose opinion because the thing with me is that I don't have time for people that don't know what they're talking about. And so I am coachable, but only by someone who I trust knows what they're talking about. Because if I don't trust you know what you're talking about and that you know what you're doing, I physically am incapable of giving you that space in my energy to actually affect change.
Yes.
And so I think the real thing is that you came with all of those elements, but the fact that you came to me through known and trusted sources. I spent time with you and sat in your energy and listened to the way you do things, watched some of your videos, and had the opportunity to connect with the fact that you do know what you're talking about. And you being you allowed the shift to happen because someone else could have done the exact same thing you've done, give me the exact same pointers, made the exact same observations, and there wouldn't have been any change for me because I wouldn't have been able to respect what they were saying. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. Yes. I think that's a great point because I think for all of us, there are so many people in the coaching space or in any of the self-help arena that say, we're all saying a lot the same thing, right?
Yeah.
How we do it, what our energy is with it, the language that we use, and whether or not that resonates, for the people that are watching us, reading us, whatever it is. And I think part of what I hear you saying is that I communicated that to you in a way that was authentic and you bought it, and it was to you.
Yeah, I don't buy from everyone, and you were selling original lavish goods.
Yeah,
it wasn't a knockoff.
Yes.
And that authenticity allowed the shift to happen.
Yeah.
I think nobody can achieve anything unless they yearn for it. Because I always say to people, there's no secret about what's going on in terms of what your desires are. Look at your results.
Yes.
There's no secret. It's not a big puzzle. If you want to know what's going on in terms of your desires and beliefs, just look at your environment. Because your environment will always be a true and proper reflection. Yeah. And so the yearning bit for me, I was but I can't say that the yearning clicked in because it wasn't showing up. Yeah. So I think it was just the pieces were there, but they needed someone outside of me to put them in the right order. And our time took those pieces and put them in the right order, allowed the alignment to happen. But I was able to allow you into my space to do that because you're authentic in what you do.
Thank you. Well, I so appreciate you taking the time to be here. I think for me, the best compliment I can ever get is that my work is authentic and that you engaging with it 10x your life is fucking awesome. So thank you for that.
Dude, look, I've settled on where I want to live. I'm so many shifts, and seemingly some of them seemingly micro, was it small? But
Yeah.
they're seriously, even just, I have not had a sad moment since we spoke the other day. Like literally,
Yeah.
there've been things that have tried to come up, and I'm just like, I'm living my best life. So
it is the antidote to all, isn't it?
that's it. You know, I've moved to paradise. My own coaching practice has gone ridiculously through the roof. My public speaking, just this morning, I went to a meditation group and connected with someone that leads. In fact, I need to connect you with her. Entrepreneurial women in Canada, and they want me to speak. Like, I've got 4 speaking engagements here, including speaking at a youth initiative. So much is just seriously. It's like the floodgates have opened since I took the lock off of getting out of my own way, and that's no doubt in my mind that's true to you.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Well, thank you so much. It's been my pleasure working with you, and thanks for sharing this time with my folks, and for being the generous, wonderful man that you are.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.